So it is a matter of priority. Although you're supposed to take everything out except for Allah, but we are not prophets. We are common people. There's so many things in our hearts, yes? But we are following the way of the awliya, so we're trying to, step by step, worship the way that they worship. Impossible for us to worship the way that they worship, but at least to imitate them. Imitation. Taqlid. It is important in Islam. So it is a matter of priority. Before you may say, I love my job, it gives so much meaning to me, I love my wife, I love my children, I love this and I love that. Yes. I love my country, jive jive, they're saying. I love everything. Now, when you look in the way of the prophets, you cannot just be Wahhabi and say, no, all this is wrong, 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 wrong. You cannot. There are times when we remind people, when they are letting all those love to overtake them, that this is nothing but a confusion for you. So now, you don't just take the words like that and just try to swallow it. You have to digest it, no? Even food, you cannot just swallow food, no? You have to digest it. And you don't even wait for it to be digested through your stomach. You have to chew. Before you chew, you cut it into small pieces, no? So that means in something so big like this, you have to digest it. You have to cut it into small pieces for you to understand. Now, you love all these things, but you will say to yourself, I love my job, but it is just a job. It is not my creator. Can you do that? Is it very difficult? No. Makes sense, right? I love my wife, but sometimes she gets very upset with me and she doesn't like me. So that love also, it's not like 100% the way that it is divine. So you can, I love my children love me, but who knows what's going to happen. We've seen that. So now what are you doing? All those things you're starting to cut and cut and cut. Do you understand? And you say, all these things, I'm saying that they are love, but maybe they are not love. Maybe they're just there because you say, now you're questioning your love to all these other things too. You're not just taking a hammer and breaking the idols, you understand? Because it's easy to break the physical idol, but if you still have that attraction to those idols from your heart, what you going to do? What are you going to do? That's what happened to the Christians, no? Teachings of Isa alayhi salam came to them, but they still love, I don't know, all their beliefs in all the other taifas. So they say, I still get attracted. Up till today, they say Isa alayhi salam came there. Are you not happy with him? If you're happy with him, why are you still stuck with the Greek? Why are you still stuck with the Greek gods? Why? Why is that giving you? You look at that, they are, according to your religion, they are shirk also, no? They are false, then why are you studying them? Okay, they have something there, but that Prophet ﷺ must have brought something that is even greater. Oh. But now you understand, whatever Isa ﷺ brought also, it's not complete. It's not complete also because you don't want to make it complete. Because the khutbah is mentioning those ones who are saying he has a son, Allah has a son, so we talk about them. It's not complete because you just make up whatever you want. Are you worshipping the way Isa alayhi salam is worshipping? No. Are you fasting the way he fasts? No. Are you keeping the Shariat the way that he's keeping? No. But I love him. But I have special permission. I don't have to follow him. I love him doesn't mean I have to follow him. So now, one day like this, one day like that. One day they say, no, because this is so wrong, you don't have all these laws. Now there's Christian groups saying, we have to have laws. From that time until today. We have to follow the laws very carefully. From that time until today, there are cults. We just lived next to one called 12 tribes, no? They're saying, we have to follow Old Testament, all the following. But because it is not complete, they cannot carry it also. They will drop it. Then they swing over to the other side. Don't have to follow any law. Paul said, no law. The greatest law is love. And then you swing here, back and forth, back and forth. There is no center. There is no center. Center cannot hold. So it is easy now just to break it like that. But how do you break that worship, that attraction, that love that you have for those wrong ideas? This is the idea. This is the challenge, the difficulty, but it's not that difficult when you're following a guide, when you're following the prophets. It'll teach you step by step, reminding you, Quran is saying, the prophets are saying, the awliya Allah is saying, you love your children, you love them so much, but look, you're not the only ones with children. Prophets had children too. That's, look what happened, look what happened, look what happened. And then you still don't know that until you go through it, right? And then you go through it and say, now I know. How you know? Because you're experiencing it. It doesn't mean you don't love them. That means now that love, you have to put it in its proper place. You cannot put it high. The love of humans, you cannot put it the most important. You cannot. You cannot. Because humans are not gods. Even if you do, you love so much, they cannot carry it. Now they're discovering, if you don't have community, you don't have a community, your marriage will fail. Because you're putting everything into one person. Because you don't have community. Your friend, best friend, your enemy, your uncle, your auntie, your grandmother, grandfather, cousin, everything, one person. You understand? Can that one carry everything? No. So that one makes a little break here, you say, oh, you betray me. So you need a community, because everyone has a role to play. Now, when you're in a community like this, you love everyone, but not the same, no? Not the same, but you have to love everyone, but it's not the same. Now you know, although I love everyone, they're not the same. You put them into different categories. You want to treat them fairly. Fair doesn't mean everyone the same. Fair means according to their level. You understand? It is fair for a dog to give him a bone, but you cannot give that bone to your child to eat for lunch. It's not fair. So once you start thinking, okay, I have to put them into different levels properly, but I know the highest level is Allah and His Prophet and the awliya Allah. Very difficult to reach awliya Allah. Now, my guide now. Now tell me that you are here and we've met our Shaykh before or after his past, and you did not experience that overwhelming love for him that seems to put time to stand still. Everyone did, even if it's for 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, years passing. You have that. Now there is safety in that love. Why? Because we're not worshipping him, because we're not loving him because he's a human. We're loving him because he is reflecting the Prophet ﷺ. As the khutbah is saying, because his face is turning to Allah. As Allah is saying, those are the Rijalullah. When you look at them, they will remind you of your Lord. They will not call themselves lords. You understand? So it's a bit easier. Now, can you say, you're following a shaykh, you're following a guide, you are doing things, you are trying to increase your love, you're keeping it, you're trying to take everything out that is coming to put doubt there. Okay, you have that. Now, you cannot say that love is the same as your love for your job or for your family or for this or that. But now, this is not just a concept, an idea. We have 1400 years of people still dealing, who had dealt with that same difficulty. You want to go all the way to the beginning? Look all the way in the beginning. The Sahaba Kiram, they loved their mothers, they loved their fathers, they loved their tribes, they loved their money, they loved their idols, but they left everything for the Prophet ﷺ, and they say, you are the one. May my life be sacrificed for you. May my father and mother, may they be sacrificed for you. You are not going to understand that love and that level of sacrifice unless you have a guide. But in these days, they say, if the guide is asking you for all those things, which no one's asking, Shafi'i never asked. But they say, if you have that, that is a cult. Don't go near them, because this is not Sufism. Sufism is freedom and love and dancing. You understand? But it is there. It is not hidden knowledge. The Sahabe Kiram, they gave everything. And what did they ask for in return? Yes, Rasul Azam is saying, people are worshipping, they are worshipping fire because they fear from that fire. You understand? They're worshipping fire. So everything they do is so that they don't go into that fire. They're worshipping Jannat. They're worshipping gardens, pleasure, because that's what they want. Whatever you want in reality, that is what you worship. Whatever you love, that is what you're worshipping. Now, there are some loves that you say, oh, I like this. That's why in Tariqah we cannot say, oh, I love this pizza. You don't say things like that. Don't use, even if simple words you don't say. You say, it's okay, mashallah, it's good, it's delicious. But don't say, I love. Don't be like Americans, oh, I love this, I hate this. Don't be, because all those words, it changes your mind. But now, you have your sheikh there, and you say, I'm weak, but that is the standard now. That I'm weak, I cannot do everything, but that is the standard. Now what can I do? Now you start to digest. What can I do? I want to love him, but I know I'm weak. What can I do? Give him a glass of water. What can I do? Help those ones that he is helping. What can I do? Billion things that you can do. Because what is he teaching you? What is he telling you to do? Sunnah. Can you put a limit to Sunnah? No. Every Sunnah that you do, everything that is teaching about the Prophet ﷺ, you want to please him, do that. From feeding people to keeping your adab, to having more intelligence, to stepping on your ego. Now, are you doing all of that? Why are you doing all of that? We're not doing all of that here because we want Jannat. We just want him, to be with him. So that is association, to be with him. You understand? As Hazrati Asya, the wife of Firaun, she was a believer, believing in Musa alayhi salam, believing in Musa alayhi salam's Lord. And her husband was a Firaun, controlling everything and the most powerful one, and she stood up to him. And he said, I will punish you. He loved her, you know. He said, I will punish you. She says, I don't care. So they took her, the order was given, and she was skinned alive. Skinned alive. Allah took away the pain from her. She was still living in suffering, and she is asking Allah for what? He says, build me a house near you. She didn't ask for Jannat. She said, build me a house near you, Ya Rabbi. That is association. What is a Jannat if we are separated from the one that we love? But if we are with the one that we love, everywhere you go is Jannat. Then if you are with the one that you love, you can turn Jahannam to become Jannat. Yes, you can. We're the millet of Ibrahim alayhi salam. We can turn that fire. Yes, of course, Allah is the one who is protecting. Allah is doing everything. Try to give up from the things that you love. Then that wrong attachment will change a little bit. Assalamu alaikum. All right, any other question? Yes? Wait, you have to have your...
Thank you.
Crawling going over ice and snow. Okay. Evet, yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I was reading.
Serve the tea, serve the desserts, inshallah. So, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I was reading the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam.
Yes.
And I think when, like you were saying, that your perspective on person's perspective on things changes. When I was younger, I would look at the story almost like always at the part about Yusuf alayhi salam and what he's going through. But now I'm paying a lot more attention to Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam and his part, what he was going through, especially that in the beginning when they come to him and tell him, he says, I know Allah is teaching me something that you don't know. And he says, I'll be patient. And then at the end, the people are saying to him, when the shirt is coming and he says, I feel the Yusuf alayhi salam's presence, they say, you're in your old craziness again. And he just keeps saying the same thing, that I know something. So for all that time, what was it that was having him to keep that faith that he's going to see his son again? That he's
a prophet, he knows. This is beyond faith. He can see. Although he couldn't, he can see. He can see that if you were to take this road, he can see what you're going to meet in 10 feet, 20 feet, 100 feet. They can see. But if you deviate, they can also see to happen. You understand? And being prophets, that they know that Allah gives them that sight. It's not faith, it's not just being patient faith. Being patient means, wait, see, you're going to know. I see, you guys cannot see. But once we reach there, everyone is going to see. Once we reach there, it's undeniable. But he knows that everything is going to come around too. It hurts. His most beloved son, it hurts. But he is a prophet of Allah. He knows reunion is going to happen. As Maulana is saying, we worry and we cry. We're in torture about our life in this world so much. But once we're dead and Judgment Day is called to us, he says we're going to come out from our graves dancing. Why, you think? Although Shaykh Effendi is speaking very difficult days, very 1,000 years someone is going to be without a Shaykh. He's going to stand outside of his grave in complete darkness. But for those who have a guide, for those who understand, they will understand that time. We will understand the mercy of Allah through our Shaykh. We will come out dancing. And it's like this world never happened. It's just a very small, bad dream. This is real. It's not just faith. You see it happening in your own lives. No one can say what the prophets experience. We have no access to it. We cannot even experience. We have no idea what they're talking about. Impossible. Allah sent the prophets to us because prophets can speak that language, because they are part of the people. They share the same experience. When we were young, when we don't get a toy, you see your kids, it's the end of the world, right? Complete disaster. But they get over it. And then when you get older, you see this thing is nothing. And then later you become teenager, you fall in love, you don't get it. Oh, complete disaster. You want to kill yourself. And then later you say, it's nothing. Some people, they get so hungry, they want to eat, and they don't have the food, and they say complete disaster. But for some, it'll be disaster here, disaster in the grave also. Because when they take away the rights of people, so, and some they're saying, I don't get to eat cake. Complete disaster. But it's going on for years. But we also know behind our back, they're eating with 2 hands. If they have 8 hands, everything is going to eating. Like ataput. So we know this. It passes. We know that, and then it's not there. We know this not only because it happened 1 year ago or 10 years ago. Allah gives us hidayat even in that time to forget about it. When you go to sleep, you forget about it. When you wake up and you're so tired and groggy, you don't feel that pain. So many times when you do certain things that it's not there anymore. It went. Where did it go? If it's real, where did it go? And the awliya Allah are teaching us, look, you are the ones who bring it in, you are the ones who take it out. Have some control over it. Allah is giving you that power. Now control it. Put it in, take it out. Put it aside, cap it out. It is in your hands. Do not be out of control, that shaitan can just whisper something to you and then you get panic attack. Everyone's saying, I'm triggered. No one is saying, I'm triggered by shaitan. None. Everyone says, I'm triggered by this, I'm triggered by that, I'm triggered by snowflake, I'm triggered by this. But no one is saying, I'm triggered by shaitan, I'm triggered by my ego. That is even worse. Because things that you're triggered by, maybe they are objective things, just the thing that is just there. But shaitan is not objective. Shaitan wants you to go to Jahannam. Your ego wants you to burn. So now it is your responsibility to be stronger than that. So we see it with our share. Says, don't worry, you will see. Everyone will see. It's coming from understanding wisdom, running after wisdom, not running after knowledge, running after wisdom, running after the essence of that. This world has too much knowledge, but there is no wisdom. The knowledge is to know that Adam alayhi salam is made from clay. The knowledge is to also know that Allah is going to create this creature and He's going to give him the high honor of being his Khalifa, but He will cause so much bloodshed and confusion on the earth. That is knowledge. But wisdom is knowing what Allah has put into that, not what that one is doing. What Allah has put there. What Allah has put, it must become true, it must come out. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created man in ahsani taqwim, not angels. He has created man in the most perfect form, not angels, not galaxies, not animals. Yahoo, everything Allah creates is perfect, no? Can you say He created anything imperfect? But man is special. He says we have created man in the most perfect form. The value of something is how much you can use it. If something is there and it has no use, it has no value. Even if it is, say, a diamond, you cannot really use it. I mean, there's industrial diamond that they used to cut, but let's say just a diamond. It has no use. You cannot use it. But anyone who looks at it, there is an attraction that is pulling. Because all those precious things, the gold and the silver and the diamonds, it is reminding us of paradise because they come from there. So it has a use. Be useful. Find your use. Find your meaning. Al-Fatiha. Stop arguing so much. Stop being angry. Stop finding faults. Okay. Aferin. What is this? Oh, mashallah. This, I think this is strawberry cheesecake with coconut frosting. Okay. Okay. Have your dessert. Anything else anyone saying? Aferin. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to ask you about Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. In his 11 is very important, as well as Sheikh Hadith also. So is this a coincidence?
There's no such thing as coincidence. What are you talking about, coincidences? Yeah, like that. Umbir. How do you say 11 in Arabic? Huh? Huh? 11. What is ihda? Hmm? إحداشر. I know Tajweed a little bit too. I'm just pretending I don't know. I love it. When I first prayed behind Shaykh Effendi, he's just reciting everything. Lakum dinukum waliyad-din. I still follow it. Now I cannot say that. But anyway, I got, what does it mean? Don't say 11. Huh? How do you say 10? Ashar. Oh, 1, 10. Ihda. As in ahad. Is it ahad or ahad? How do you say ahad? Don't get stuck at 11. I already move on to 1. How do you say 1? How do you say 1? In Arabic. 1? Wahid. Wahid. I thought you say 1. Wahid. Okay. This is delicious. Who got this? Who bought it? Any idea? You guys just eating. You don't know who's bringing, who's serving, who. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Especially Ali. Ahmed, you brought it? Okay, Aviolus. That's all. That's enough. What else? Kids, you have anything here? Come. Jamil, come. Okay. Share with the kids. Okay. Yes, anything you want to say? Haider? Huh?
Sometimes you think about something. Let's say you're looking to maybe buy a new car, and before you were looking to buy that new car, you never saw that car before, but then all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere. Is that something that comes from faith, or is that just that? Is that a subconscious?
Car?
As an example.
Of a car? Maybe you just, the veil about cars has just been lifted because you are running for it so much. You start seeing it more. Don't just give me a stupid thing, just say, for example, there's a difference between car and a difference between the number. Holy things. It's a complete difference. You cannot say they're the same. It's not the same, right? Do you understand me? One is motivated by ego. You understand me? One is spirituality. They're completely different things. You cannot say, for an example, the ego. But start to see things. That's good. Some things start opening. But leave it alone also. Those kinds of things. Not necessary to know so much. So many of us, we cannot. We didn't finish kindergarten yet. Okay. Good. Anything else? Very good. Yes?
You always give an example of the river and the ocean. You say that there is a lot of noise, but once it goes into the ocean, the noises go away. And what can we do to make the noises go away?
Enter into the ocean.
How do we enter into the ocean?
You have to let go. You have to submit. You have to stop being the little river. You have to stop being the little river. You have to copy the Shaykh. It's not that at all. You will come into your own reality, and you may even be very different from that one, but you understand you are coming from him. So you're part of him. You can be different, not like him, but you're a part of him. And that makes the essence to be the same. Understand? Inshallah. You have to break the idol of yourself. How are you, Muhammad? You're good? Okay. Okay. This much is enough. Al-Fatiha.
السماوات فاستقلت وعلى الأرض فاستقرت وعلى الجبال فرست وعلى الصعبة فذلت وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك